Thank you. Tim Legler alongside Paul George throughout, but really in the second half. Reggie Jackson, late, spectacular. But how important was the start that this Clipper team got?
Enormous, because you know how much adrenaline's in the building, and so you wonder who's the differentiating factor going to be. Somebody has to give you unexpected supplemental offense early, and it was Marcus Morris, and we were waiting the entire series really for him to get going, and he did it, and the Suns contributed to this, but you know, give the Clippers a lot of credit. Now, start with this. When you have weak side defense on a ball screen, there's really no reason to engage either one of these defenders unless you get two guys jumping on the ball and then there's a slip. If there's a slip on this action, then yeah, there's a very good chance that Devin Booker, somebody on the weak side, is going to have to come over and cover. But that's not what happens. There's a roll, and Bridges has him tied up, so I have no idea why. And this, by the way, Morris is already hot at this point. Why, if you're Devin Booker, are you leaking over this far in a situation? It's unnecessary help. And then now Terrence Mann takes us a great ball freeze. He looks dead into the corner right here. And what that does, it engages Jay Crowder. He's going to jump on this, and then it comes back here. Great ball fake, and you hit Morris in stride. He's already going, and now you give him a wide open look. But this one's really bad here. This is Luke Kennard's going to come off a double screen. At least that's the action initially. And I don't mind Devin Booker jumping this. That's smart initially. But you can see Kennard realize it, goes the other way. Well, you're matched up now. You had five guys matched up. 1, 2, 3. You got one on the big, and that means this is Devin Booker's man. I have absolutely no idea why, when he was on this side of the screen, he's trying to run around. The reason this is important, this guy is rolling. This is 8 seconds into the clock. No one else has touched the ball, and you just give up an easy catch and shoot. And I just thought it was unnecessary how casual Phoenix was at the start of the game. Now, part of it was, and Steve and I were talking about this, no Kawhi, no Zubac. You're coming home. You're up 3-1. Is there a little bit of complacency to set in? Maybe, because there was not a desperation or physicality to what they did defensively. They let guys get cooking. Morris especially. The guy had 20 points in the first half. He had 25 in the whole series prior to the first half of this game. That, to me, set the tone for Paul George to be great in the third quarter because he wasn't out there by himself. He knew that he had help tonight. Right. Reggie Jackson at 14. That, to me, led Paul George's great third quarter that held them off, and then Reggie Jackson with the daggers late. But Marcus Morris was just as important as what those guys did in the second half.
You and I were anticipating that Phoenix run in the second half. It came, but the Clippers had the answer after the Suns took the 1-point lead at 62-61. The Clippers, I don't think the Suns ever led again after that. But let's go back to the start. Monty Morris with his reaction to the way the Clippers, Monty Williams with his reaction to how the game began.
No, I don't have an answer for what I attribute it to. It's just unacceptable the way we started the game. It was a big hole for us. It's pretty obvious that we can't play with the show up mentality. We showed up in the first quarter and they played with desperation, simple and plain.
I took Marcus Morris and Monty Williams and made him one superhuman, like wonder twin.
And Monty
powers.
Morris is a player in the league too. That's fine.
I understand, but the fact that the Suns, as you and I talked about, come home, man, you're thinking we're gonna have a party tonight, and at some point I think, and the Clippers don't think this, but at some point you have to think they're gonna just be like, all right, we've done what we can do here. No Zubats, no Kawhi, right?
No doubt.
But they never stop fighting, and that's got to be the worst kind of team to play against because you can't get rid of them. I just wonder, what do the Suns collectively do? All right, you go back to your locker room and you go, damn it, we missed our chance tonight, but let's not come back here. What's the most important thing for them to do?
I think they have to start the game and set the tone that this is going to be an absolute war tonight. You're not going to just run around the court where you want to. You're not jogging into your sets. You're not coming off ball screens without getting hit. You're not getting up the floor in transition and making us chase it. All those things happened in the first half. They had that three at the buzzer at halftime. Yep. It was a big play. It was a beautifully designed three-quarter court side out of bounds play. I mean, I wrote it down for my future use in coaching because it was beautiful the way they executed that. They get the three out of Booker, and I'm thinking, man, that's got to hurt Ty Lue going into the locker room, giving that up. And then they come out, they take the lead. Exactly what I thought. Okay, here we go. Yep. Now they're going to crank it up. And this is where the Clippers were so impressive tonight and throughout this run. And I was actually chuckling to myself a couple times taking notes because every single time they had to have a big shot, they got it. And they made 5 threes the last game. I said tonight they'd probably need 10 to 12. That's what I said before the game to win this game. They hit 10. They got to that number. Most importantly, they had more than Phoenix. I thought Phoenix was going to be up there tonight at home. Clippers had an answer. And it was really 4 guys doing all of the damage.
Yep.
But they took turns and they picked their spots. And here you go. And now the Phoenix Suns, their body language there late, pretty demoralized to think, you've got to be kidding me now. We've got to go back out on the road. This thing looks like we could be back here for a game 7, but who knows? There's been a lot of road wins in this playoffs.
There have been that. I think in it doesn't just apply to sports, but particularly for our purposes of our conversation, you can't fake desperation.
No.
And the Clippers played desperate, the Clippers did. I don't think the Suns can fake that desperation, but you sure don't want to have to come home going, man, we were up 3-1.
And real quick, sometimes playing desperate doesn't necessarily lead to smooth, relaxed shooting. It did tonight for the Clippers, so they had both going for them.
Hard to play free and easy when you're desperate. You squeeze. It's like a golf club. Right. You're squeezing the life out of it. So, man, they made buckets, and they've earned the right to play again, which this team has done over and over and over this postseason. As always, appreciate your time.
Thanks, Scott.
You saved it for coaching for 2 years. Back on the road against the Clips for Game 6. What went wrong tonight? His thoughts.
Not at all. Definitely got to be better. They came out and they were the aggressors. They sort of looked like us in Game 4, and they hit us. They were too comfortable, and we got to be better. We got to close quarters better. You know what I mean? Like, that's been a problem for us all series long, is closing quarters. Those last 2.5, 3 minutes of the quarters. We took the lead, maybe cut it to 1 or 2, and then they get a bucket, and then they go on a run. So look at it, see what we need to do better, and get ready for the next one.
So Chris Paul, who was absolutely obliterating teams in his path prior to having to go into COVID protocol, missing the first 2 games of the series, has struggled in this one. Can't buy one from 3, but the Suns, the good news for them, they've still got 2 to win 1. Wednesday will be the first of those 2 if necessary. We got at least 4 more games for the best by any head coach all time, and that's with a minimum 8 times facing elimination. Here's Ty Lue on coming out of the valley and heading home with a victory.
Just a group of guys we got. I mean, it's been all season long. We've been down guys. Guys have been out. Different guys are stepping up, stepping in and playing well. And we've been doing it all year long. And I don't keep saying the same word, resilient, but this group is. The performance we got tonight, Marcus felt a lot better tonight. You see his performance. PG, of course, being PG all playoffs. Reggie Jackson. I thought Pat Beverly really did a good job defensively and kind of started that early surge when we got out in transition, got some early ball movement. And when we trust, play the right way, we're a good team, no matter who's on the floor. And I thought we did a great job of doing that tonight. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but just the group of guys we got, man. Like I said, I love those guys. They compete every single night, no matter who's on the floor, 1 through 17. So, work's not done, but we came into a hostile environment and got a gritty win. Like I said, without 3 starters, and we got to do it again 2 more times.
Go ahead, Earl. Ty, you just talked about how Paul stepped his game up. What did you see in him tonight? I mean, this was his postseason career high when you guys needed it the most.
I think just taking his time, just being poised, just letting the game come to him. He knows he's going to get his shot opportunities, but I thought, getting out to a good start early with Marcus, really helped us out. We played through Marcus a little bit, we played through Reggie, and then PG was able to relax a little bit and just kind of let the game come to him, and then down the stretch just took over the game. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What did you say to him? Each assistant dapped him up at the end there, but you were the last one. What did you say to him?
I can't say it, I don't think. but just way to play. 2 more to go. But that's who he is, and PG's been great for us all year. And I just don't understand why it's magnified so much when he doesn't play well, when he has a bad game, because a lot of people play bad. So like I say, I'm just happy he came back. Played a great game, and we needed every bit of it.